What is going on, YouTubers? It's the one and only Sonic Ranger here, and today we're going to be taking a look at a very special action figure that is pretty hard to come by right now. It is none other than the Warner Brothers / NECA's partnership to create movie line action figures based off of figures that we thought we would never get in this scale, that being 7 inches. Today we're taking a look at an 18-inch figure scaled down to a 7-inch action figure of the one and only true Superman, Christopher Reeve, based off of his hit movie, Superman the Movie. And you too will believe that a man can fly after this review. That being said, let's get into it. The only way to actually get this figure at this moment is to find him at Toys R Us stores, or if you're fortunate enough, you may be able to locate him on eBay for a retail price or something close to it. But I was able to obtain this one at the Warner Brothers exclusive store on eBay, but the only way to do it is to actually buy a DVD with this figure, which is what it comes with. And that's pretty much how it runs at Toys R Us as well. But as you can see, here is the DVD. But that being said, it's a DVD that I already got. There's not much to talk about except that it is The Dark Knight Rises. A great movie, came out on my birthday. I saw it on my birthday. What more could I say about that? That was nice. So that being said, let's just set that aside and take a look at the figure's packaging. Now, I have already cheated and opened up this figure just to test him out and use a blow dryer to soften up his joints so I wouldn't have any breakage issues, and it worked pretty well. But that being said, from what you're seeing at this package, it's pretty much replicating the Fortress of Solitude, the crystal controls for Superman. It's got the very nice iconic Chrome S logo from the Superman movie. As you can see, it also has a sticker on the top left corner letting you know that this is an exclusive. It is based off of the DC Comics collectibles. Flipping on the back, and you got a nice picture of none other than Christopher Reeve, this action figure, in a pretty decent flying pose. Not really doing anything, unfortunately. And a little bit of a bio here, which I'll just let you view very quickly. So that being said, let's just go ahead and take this figure out of his box and see if this man can truly fly again. Okay guys, so here is the iconic legend himself, the one true Superman, Christopher Reeve, made in the well-desired action figure scale that everybody's been dying to get a hold of for the last 20 to 30 years. This is it. This is the one. We finally got it. But, unfortunately, not everybody's going to have this opportunity to obtain this figure, especially since he is a limited release, and some of the demands on this figure is pretty pricey at this point. But, if you can find them at Toys R Us stores, good luck to you. That's all I can say. It's definitely worth picking up. So, anyway, let's take a look at the figure, because he does have a minor change from the actual 18-inch NECA figure that was released last year. This Superman figure actually has a brand new head sculpt, fixing some of the problems that the NECA 18-inch figure originally came with, which, you know, a lot of people did take notice about. This head sculpt looks fantastic. For such a small figure, I definitely gotta say that this is truly Hot Toys quality. I'm loving it. NECA really spared to no expense on this figure, and they also carried with that 18-inch NECA Superman figure the same way that the suit was actually designed. As you can see, there's lots of details that are within the suit. You can see all these lines and all these markings, which makes it look very realistic. It's nice, and the fact that this top here is actually made of a rubber material, I mean, it limits some of the articulation, but we'll get to that point when we get to it. But still, it's a nice touch. Everything about this figure just feels great. Even the quality feels a little different from your standard NECA figures, which kind of feels like McFarlane toys, which I gotta say is not a good thing when it comes to toys. But still, this is a masterpiece in its own way. It definitely is worth the buy. Every Superman fan out there, whether it's Christopher Reeve or just the DC Comics, you got to have this Superman a part of your collection. It is that good. So for articulation, let's get to it. The articulation is a ball jointed head, which can go in many positions as you're seeing here. He's got ball jointed shoulders, which if you work with them very carefully, you can actually get them up to about 90 degrees. This figure carries a single jointed elbow, but it's to a certain point, which is about 90 degrees. He's got universal wrist rotation. As you can see, it rotates and it folds in and out, which is nice. The figure's got waist rotation, and as I did mention before on Facebook, he does actually have an ab crunch. It's well hidden. Better hidden than the Michael Keaton figure. I gotta say, that's a nice touch. The figure also has ball jointed legs. He's got thigh rotation. He's also got a single jointed knee with some rotation, which is nice, but you might want to be careful when you're first messing with this figure because this place has a tendency to snap on a lot of people. And last but not least, the feet actually have some movement, as you can see, about up and down about that much. It's on a ball joint, so you do actually get a little bit of an ankle pivot, but not much going on there. So besides all this good stuff that I've already talked about, what does this figure come with? Does he come with any accessories? Well, yes he does, but it's not much. As a matter of fact, it's only two things. It's just some flying posing hands. As you can see, one for the left and one for the right. Now, I have not taken the time yet to actually try and pop these hands off. And I have heard that if you're not careful, you could actually snap the pegs. But I'm going to do this off of camera real quickly. And here is Superman with his flying posed hands. And I gotta say, there's not much going on here. I mean, you could probably get him in a position where he's like slapping his head because something went wrong. Just in case you break your figure, that'll give you a good excuse. But other than that, there's not much going on. I mean, yeah, sure, you can put him in like a flying pose. But this figure doesn't really get much of a range in the head movement. So unfortunately, you're not able to get Superman in that great of a flying pose. But it is pretty cool that he does come with some interchangeable hands. But that being said, there is a bit of a con with these. Just because of some of the decisions that were made behind the scenes, if you know what I'm talking about, Superman's hands actually have blue pegs. So, as you can see, they're already painted over with that nice flesh color, but unfortunately, if you work with them too much, you're going to chip the paint, and the joints are going to be revealing, and it definitely is a bit of a nitpick, especially when you see them from far away on your display stand, which is unfortunate, but you know, it is what it is, and I'm sure a lot of people can deal with it. Heck, I can deal with it, but for now, you know, not so much. It is a great figure, and there are some really great choices that were made to this figure. Definitely some major improvements from the 18-inch NECA figure, but the hands could have been something else, definitely. Alright, so here is the selected size comparisons today, and as you can see, it is none other than the last Warner Brothers exclusive release under the partnership with NECA. It is the Michael Keaton Batman figure from the hit 1989 Batman movie in its proper colors. So, these two iconic legends here never had the golden opportunity to collide with each other or to work with each other is what I'm trying to say here. But as you can see now, the imagination is beyond what your expectations could have been. Superman, Batman posed right next to each other. The two iconic legends of the DC universe. You cannot go wrong with this set of figures here. This is incredible to finally have Christopher Reeve standing side by side with Michael Keaton. Batman, Superman, Superman, Batman. What could be possibly better than that? Well, how about the Terminator? Because after all, he is one of those iconic legends as well in the movie world. So, as you can tell, my collection really is starting to gather something here when it comes to the NECA side of things. As I am not familiar with NECA, I am learning as I go, especially with the fact that I love the way these figures are being produced. Sure, there could be some changes that I would love to see, like definitely quality control could be something that they can work better for in the future, but as long as NECA keeps delivering great iconic heroes, legends, villains, whatever you can think of in the 7-inch scale, I'll definitely be picking them up. And I also have plans to collect a lot more than just one Terminator figure off of NECA's newly released Ultimate series. So, that being said, 2 figures already reviewed. 1 figure to go off of the NECA series of my collection, and I promise you, I will be getting to this very soon. So that being said, questions, comments, you know what to do. Just leave them down below. And this is the one and only Sonic Ranger signing off. Thanks for watching, and I will see you whenever you see me.